Why should Athens be your winter city break? I've taken my eldest book on a slow artsy trip, I've taken my 85-year-old mum on a careful adventurous trip. Now I'm planning Athens with my youngest Suin. She's a complete force of nature. Athens works for all of them, and it'll work for you too. Athens again, I hear you say? Yep, I've already been twice this year. First with Book, and that was an artsy, slow adventure because that's kind of like how Book is. And then again with Mum, who's 85. Now she's more of an adventurer, but obviously at her age and speed, we had to do it slowly and still schedule in time for smoke breaks. Now I'm planning to do it with Suin. I'm slightly nervous because she does everything at 200 miles an hour. I can be fast, but I'm only at 150 these days. But no, I think she will absolutely love it. Now both of these trips were technically winter, December and March, and honestly the weather was fine. Think more like a decent British early spring. Yes, it gets dark. It gets dark relatively early, but it's pleasant. You know, we were eating outside for most meals. I took a coat both times and only wore it in Luton. It's kind of becoming a tradition now for me to do a pre-Christmas break. It just sort of finishes the year off with a break, and I'm loving it. And I think Athens is going to become a regular tradition. At these prices, why not? The funny part is researching this trip really shocked me. I already knew Athens was cheap. Both my last trips came in under £95 each, but digging into flights and hotels for winter, it's even better than I thought. This might just be the ultimate winter break. The London versus regional airport dilemma. In the past, I've always flown to Athens from London, because even with a 6-hour drive from Anglesey, it usually worked out way cheaper. I've practically worn grooves in the motorway between North Wales and Stansted. But this time, Manchester has shocked me. EasyJet popped up at £88 for a 3-night adventure. What I hear you say, Ian normally gets a holiday for this, but bear with me, it actually makes sense. The flight times are good, half a day in Athens when you arrive, a bonus morning when you fly home. For once, I think I've hit the jackpot, and 3 nights will actually give me the equivalent of 3 whole days. Now, London was technically cheaper. Wizz Air had fares for just £56 each. So over 2 people, that's nearly £60 saved, or close to 100 if you're a Wizz Air Discount Club member. Sounds great, and it's usually the one I would jump on. Till you look at the details. The flight back is late at night, which can be a plus, but I'm trying to cram this into my 4 days off, and Suin's got college the next day. So we won't be getting back till early in the next morning. Then, to get that early morning flight going out, you've got to factor in potentially a hotel stopover, because in December I don't fancy sleeping in the car. Suddenly your £56 flight is starting to look a lot more like a £156 flight. Now bear in mind, I am not scared of driving to London, but I think in this case Manchester might just work for me. But obviously you might live near in London, and that's a fantastic price. Now here's a curveball, good old British Airways flying from London at £127 each return. Yes, it's a bit more, but it includes a carry-on bag and you get the comfort of a legacy airline. For a quick 3-night hop, I wouldn't jump on that because it's probably not worth it, because I am an expert at getting stuff in an underseat bag. But if you're going for longer, absolutely. Not having to play Tetris with your socks and then fit them under your seat, that's worth every penny. Certainly on a week-long holiday, definitely worth it. Now this is where Athens really delivers its savings. Both times I've been before I went basic. What did I get? Clean, comfortable rooms, fairly centrally located with balconies. Honestly, what else do you need? I wasn't looking for a spa day, just somewhere to crash that didn't bankrupt me. Now in the past I did the Pergamos and the Hotel Socrates. Both these holidays came in at under 90 quid. But this time I found the wonderfully named Team Sparta Hostel Stroke Hotel. Sounds like you should get a shield and sword with check-in, right? But here's the deal, a twin room with a balcony for £59 total. That's 3 nights, that's under 30 quid each. Yes, it's a shared bathroom, but come on, it's less than a 10-minute walk from Monastiriki. That's basically living in the centre of the action for about the same price as a takeaway in the UK. Step up a rung and you've got the Hotel Socrates, one I've stayed in before with Mum, and I've even made a whole video about it if you want to look at it. Prices start at £94 total for 3 nights, so £48 per person, still crazy cheap, plus the area's great. Quieter, near a mainline train, which is great for getting to and from the airport on, and it's out of the tourist traps. That means the food nearby is actually Greek food, as in what the Greeks eat, not just what is served to tourists who panic order souvlaki and chips. And yeah, we found some great restaurants around there, but also the cafes. They were local Yeah, they had a local vibe to them. It was just that little, but it was a little bit of a step out of the centre. You would have to get the tube back at night, which is fine. But no, it's a nice spot out there. And sure, you can always go full luxury, rooftop pools, marble top bathrooms, the works. But here's the thing, unless you're planning on spending your holiday in the hotel, which you might if you're going for longer than 3 nights, what's the point? For me, it's clean, central, affordable. And using the money I saved to actually go and enjoy the city. You didn't come to Athens to admire the hotel lobby. 3 ways to do Athens. Let's break this down properly. 3 ways you could book this trip. Price per person for flights and hotels. Option 1, the Manchester EasyJet special. Flights, £88. Hotel Sparta, £29 each for 3 nights. That's £117 per person. That's literally pocket change compared to a UK weekend away. I've just come back from 2 nights in York where the hotel alone cost me more than that. So Athens for 3 nights, flights and accommodation, that's ridiculous. Option 2, London budget with Wizz Air. Flights, £56 return, same hotel, £29, that's £85 per person. That's a steal. But here's the reality, the late night flight back means you're stuck booking a hotel on the way down. But here's the reality, there's a late flight back, which means it's taking an extra day to actually get home. It also means you're possibly booking a hotel on the way down, which wipes out the savings, not to mention an extra potential 6-7 hours in a car for us compared with Manchester. It only really works if you already live near London, lucky you. Talking of London, you can easily pay £85 for 1 night in a basic hotel in London. Here it gets you 3 nights in Athens and your flights. And the third option is British Airways. Flights, £127 return. Let's say you stay in the Sparta at £29 each, that's £156 per person. Yes, it looks pricier, but you get the proper carry-on bag and you don't have to stress about whether your rucksack fits under a seat. For a longer stay, this is definitely worth it. But let's face it, if you were stumping up for the British Airways, you might stump up that little bit extra for the Hotel Socrates. But yeah, it's another option. And let's face it, you wouldn't get a 3-night UK city break for £156. With this, your flights and hotel are included. Yes, the hotel's basic, but the Acropolis isn't. So whichever way you cut it, you're looking at between £85 to £156 per person for flights and accommodation in Athens. That's insane for a winter break. Let's face it, a winter break in the UK, they're going to call it turkey and tinsel. It's going to offer you drizzle, overpriced hotels, and a mince pie if you're lucky, or you pay extra. So why does Athens in winter work? Well, there's 3 big reasons: the weather, the lack of crowds, and the values. First, the weather. Think British spring, cool mornings, sunny afternoons, light coat territory. As I said earlier, when I took a coat last time, the only place I wore it was Luton. Mind you, I did need it in Luton, it was bloody freezing. So, second, the crowds, or rather lack of them. The Acropolis is always going to be busy in winter. You can actually enjoy it without elbowing through tour groups, and let's face it, climbing the hill in 25 degrees is a lot more civilised than climbing it in 40. Plus, this time of year, the Acropolis is half price, so you're getting up it for €10. If you're into that sort of thing, you can spend half a day up there. There's so much to see. And then there's the value. Athens in winter isn't just about cheap flights and hotels, it's about what you get once you're there. Rooftop restaurants that won't put a cap on how long you can spend there, and they won't try to inflate the prices. Both times we went to the same rooftop restaurant. We got no problem at all getting a table near the edge where you could see the Parthenon all night. Stayed as long as we wanted and didn't pay a fortune. Now, if you'd gone in the summer, you'd have been lucky to get a seat in the rooftop, and they'd have been looking at their watch to get you out. But a decent meal with a glass of wine will cost you about the same as a takeaway in London. Now, if you really want to push the boat out, a day trip to the monasteries of Meteora is mind-blowing, but still budget-friendly compared to similar tours elsewhere. So you get history, food, views, epic day trips, without the summer heat or the summer prices. That's why Athens in winter isn't just a good idea, it's the smart one. Whether you're travelling slow and artsy like I did with Book, or carefully adventurous like I did with Mum, or full throttle like I'm going to do with Suin, Athens just works. And to get it for those prices, £85 to £156, try getting a 3-night city break for that. You can't. For me, it's become a bit of a tradition for us. It's cheap, it's easy, it's fun, and it surprises me every single time. And I can't wait to show it to Suin, because the thing with Suin is, it's like seeing it all through somebody's eyes with wonder. Book enjoys a holiday, Mum enjoys a holiday, Sewing devours a holiday. So what have I got left for the rest of the year? I've just got back this weekend from a trip to York with Mum. Nice and sedate, we saw plenty. I'm still hunting a solo break if I can squeeze one in. And it looks like we're going to be going to Athens with sewing in December. And I think that'll wrap it up for the year. It's been a good year, but next year I've got some seriously big plans, so why not? Click subscribe, hit notifications, and tell us what you think. Have you been to Athens? Did you rate it? Are you thinking of going? Do you want any tips? Drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday.